Hey everyone, welcome back to Fandom Frontline. Today I'm talking about Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 9, Terrarium. This might just be one of the strongest episodes of the season, and it's a story that takes one of the show's most charming characters, Lieutenant Erica Ortegas, and puts her through her toughest test yet. This season has been quietly building to this. Ever since her previous run in with the Gorn, Ortegas has carried that trauma just under the surface. We've seen flashes of recklessness and even self doubt from her. But in Terrarium, all of that comes to a head. A wormhole strands her on a toxic moon alone, or so she thinks, until she discovers that her only hope for survival is a wounded Gorn. This sets up a classic scenario going all the way back to John Borman's iconic 1968 war film, Hell in the Pacific, which of course inspired Wolfgang Petersen's equally iconic 1985 sci fi classic Enemy Mine. The plot is the same two sworn enemies forced to cooperate to survive. Star Trek has done riffs on this before, but here the focus is not on spectacle or action. It's about empathy, communication, and the painful work of overcoming fear. Melissa Navia really shines here. Ortegas is witty and resourceful, but also scared and deeply human. She has to gag down raw alien bug meat, patch up her enemy's injured leg, and invent a way to communicate with the being using a makeshift translator that can only interpret the words agree and disagree. And somehow, through this stripped down survival drama, the impossible happens. The Gorn becomes sympathetic. By the time Ortegas jokes that they're just a couple of girls having a slumber party, the episode has pulled off one of the boldest emotional pivots Trek has attempted in years. Meanwhile, back on the Enterprise, Uhura takes center stage in the rescue effort. She pushes herself to exhaustion, fudges the numbers, and bets everything on Pike's willingness to risk the ship. This B plot doubles the stakes, not just saving Ortegas, but also delivering life saving vaccines to a colony. It's classic Trek tension duty versus loyalty, the needs of the many versus the needs of the few, or the one. And when the rescue finally happens, it comes with heartbreak. Starfleet officers, seeing only a Gorn monster looming behind Ortegas, fire and kill her before Ortegas can explain. The fragile trust they built vanishes in an instant, and then in a brilliant twist, the truth comes out. Ortegas and the Gorn were pawns in a test by the Metrons, the same beings who will one day judge Kirk in the classic original series episode Arena. Where Kirk will one day prove humanity's capacity for mercy, Ortegas proves their capacity for friendship. What makes Terrarium so powerful is not just its nods to Trek history, but its emotional honesty. The episode reminds us that Star Trek has always been about more than phasers and warp drives. It's about finding common ground, even with those we fear most. Ortegas doesn't just survive this ordeal, she grows from it, carrying a bittersweet memory of a friend she never thought she could have. And Melissa Navia deserves huge credit for carrying so much of this on her shoulders. With the finale just around the corner, every character in this crew has now had their moment of the spotlight this season, and Ortegas' journey may have been one of the most transformative of them all. If the season sticks the landing with next week's finale, Strange New Worlds will have delivered one of the most consistently strong runs of Star Trek to date. But what did you think? Did Terrarium live up to what's come before it? Did you feel for the Gorn as much as I did? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss my live review and discussion of the entire season after next week's finale. Until then, live long and prosper.